see my ball?
Right there.
Where? I don't see it, man. I think it's correlated or
there you
something.
Go. Point right at it.
Oh, that's not my ball.
Got your name on it. Shermer.
No, that's not my name.
Hit your ball.
I can't go in there, man. I won't go in there. No, sir.
Chain chumps, war pipes, and more. There's lots to avoid in Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. It's only for Nintendo GameCube. Rated E for everyone.
Mario Golf Toadstool Tour is the sequel to Mario Golf from the N64 and the third installment in the Mario Golf series published by Camelot Software Planning. The gameplay acts as a golf game with a Mario theme. A power meter is used to swing the ball through the golf course within a few strokes. Pressing the A button charges the power, and pressing A again releases it. The player calculates power by timing the press of a button until a marker on the power meter stops at the desired point. For manual swing, the player presses the B button and then presses the A or B button to move to the meter marker. The playable characters are Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Koopa, Yoshi, Diddy Kong, Donkey Kong, Bowser, Waluigi, Wario, and Birdo. Shadow Mario, Boo, Petey Piranha, and Bowser Jr. are unlockable characters. Game modes include a tournament mode, in which the player competes for first place in an 18-hole round of golf and best badges on individual holes, character match, which is a player versus CPU match, ring shot, where the player will hit their shots through rings on the course, speed golf, in which a round of golf must be completed the fastest, and doubles, a 2-on-2 game of golf for multiplayer. There are also side games such as Birdie Challenge and Practice Mode. While Mario Golf Toadstool Tour received praise for its aesthetics and courses, it also drew some criticism for not improving upon its predecessor.
Why have you finally decided to run? Sir, are you afraid of the gorilla?
Think you stand a chance against the big boys?
Do you have a girlfriend?
Will your brother be on your team?
Do you really think you can win?
I think what we're all looking for is, do you have a stance on anything?
Forget politics. Join the party with Mario Party 5. Over 60 new mini-games and 3D boards make this party all fun and no politics. Rated E for everyone. GameCube.
Mario Party 5 is the fifth title in the Mario Party series and the second Mario Party installment on the GameCube. In Party Mode, 4 players are on a game board where they take turns rolling a dice block 1 to 10, leading to how many spaces they'll move on the board. After the players have taken their turns, a random minigame will follow, and the winner will receive coins. The coins can be used to purchase items, pass through gates, use Boo Ghosts to take coins from other players, play the lottery to win coins or items, and purchase stars. The player with the most stars wins. There are 8 playable characters: Mario, Luigi, Toad, Boo, Koopa Kid, Peach, Daisy, Waluigi, Wario, and Yoshi. There are a total of 77 minigames separated into 9 categories: Battle, Duel, Bowser, DK, Story, 4-player, 1 vs 3, 2 vs 2, and Bonus. We'll go over a handful of them. Coney Island has players catching falling ice cream scoops. Ground Pound Down. The objective is to ground pound through rock blocks to reach the bottom of the cave. Leaf Leap. Players must jump from leaf to leaf to climb the highest on a beanstalk. Pushy Penguins. Players must avoid penguins that will push them into the water. Dinger Derby. A pitching machine throws 30 baseballs to each player. Whoever has the most hits wins. Flatiator. The solo player is on a large ball and must squash the other players. Clock Stoppers. To match the time, players must move both hands on their clocks. Bus Buffer. Players will have to clean off paint from a bus. And Button Mashers. 2 players will have to hold blocks by tapping the buttons the blocks have. Critics gave Mario Party 5 mostly mixed to positive reviews. It became the 10th best-selling game for the GameCube, with 2.17 million copies sold. Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike is the third and final installment of the Star Wars Rogue Squadron games made by Factor 5. The gameplay has the player engaging in scenes from the original Star Wars trilogy as they play missions on foot or ground vehicles like the X-Wing and AT-ST. There are also two multiplayer modes, Co-op and Versus. Players can replay missions from Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader in split-screen mode. Versus includes dogfight and survival, and players can pilot X-Wings, A-Wings, TIE Fighters, and Darth Vader's TIE Advanced. The game received positive reviews from game critics, while some had issues with how clunky the on-foot missions are and that there's not much in terms of refinement. Pokemon Channel is a Pokemon spin-off made by Umbrella, a Nintendo subsidiary. It was created to be a spiritual sequel to Hey You, Pikachu, and to promote the Nintendo e-reader attachment device for the Game Boy Advance. The gameplay of Pokemon Channel is a digital pet simulation. The player and Pikachu would watch various channels of a television network created by the Pokemon professor, Professor Oak. For the channels, there's Pokemon Newsflash, where Psyduck delivers the news while Meowth reports from the scene. Shop and Squirtle is a shopping channel that acts as a shop the player can use to buy items. Slowpoke's Weather Report has Slowpoke giving a weather forecast. Professor Oak's report is where the game can be saved. And Quiz Wobbuffet, a quiz show hosted by Wobbuffet that the player can participate in to win money. Much like with Animal Crossing, Pokemon Channel operates on the GameCube's internal clock system, so each day in real time, a new channel can be accessed. Outside of watching channels with Pikachu, the player can travel to areas of Mintail Town where Pikachu can interact with wild Pokemon. Pokemon Channel received mixed reviews. Game critics felt that because most of the gameplay involves watching TV with Pikachu, it feels lacking in interaction. Game Rankings scored it 51%, and Metacritic gave it 55%.
Customize your own machine and race through 20 gravity-defying courses at ridiculous speeds. F-Zero GX. The future of racing is in your hands. Only for Nintendo GameCube. Rated T for Teen. GameCube.
F-Zero GX is the fifth installment in the F-Zero series. The first game, F-Zero, was a launch title for the SNES. The first in the subgenre futuristic racing, F-Zero was praised for its graphics, high speed, and difficult gameplay. In addition, it was the debut of Captain Falcon, the series mascot, who was a prominent character in the Super Smash Bros. Series. Following that, the sequel, F-Zero X, was released for the Nintendo 64 on October 26, 1998, and F-Zero Maximum Velocity for the Game Boy Advance was released on June 11, 2001. The development of GX started on February 18, 2002, when Nintendo made an announcement for Triforce, an arcade system board created by a collaboration between Nintendo, Namco, and Sega, who were building a relationship with Nintendo around this time. The purpose of Triforce was to create a less expensive development environment for the high-cost arcade sector and use GameCube technology to make arcade games. In March 2002, Amusement Vision and Nintendo started to work together to produce F-Zero video games for the Triforce and GameCube. Shigeru Miyamoto and Toshiro Nagoshi, the creator of Super Monkey Ball, served as producers. GX would have featured a multiplayer mode with an online connection, but it was dropped because the development team wanted to focus more on the single-player elements. In addition, the engine for GX is an enhanced version of the first Super Monkey Ball. The gameplay for F-Zero GX has the player racing 29 competitors in an interplanetary Grand Prix on plasma-powered machines. Each machine has a distinct handling style, as well as performance and durability characteristics that are impacted by weight, grip, and boost, and are classified from A to E, best to worst. The user can alter a vehicle's balance between maximum acceleration and maximum top speed before a race. An energy meter acts as the machine's health and is diminished by mishaps or assaults from rival competitors. By entering a pit area, the machine's energy will be regained. After completing the first lap of a race, the meter can be used as boost power. In the main racing mode, Grand Prix, the player competes in races against opponents over 3 laps of each track. Each of the 4 cups, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Diamond, has 5 tracks, and there are 4 difficulty settings: Novice, Standard, Expert, and Master. The multiplayer mode allows 2 to 4 players to compete against one another. Time Attack allows the user to select any track and complete it in a specified amount of time. In customization mode, there is F-Zero Shop, Garage, and Emblem Editor. The F-Zero Shop is where the player can buy characters, custom machine parts, staff ghost data, and chapters for the story mode. The Garage allows for the customization of an original machine in terms of its body, cockpit, and booster. All of these are rated on a scale from A to E. Emblem Editor lets the player create emblems for their machine. Story mode has the player controlling Captain Falcon in 9 chapters of various racing situations. Practice mode allows for practicing on whatever courses the player chooses. The arcade cabinet counterpart of GX, F-Zero AX, has the same gameplay and a special bonus feature. By having a GameCube memory card with saved data for GX and placing it in the slot of AX will unlock extra tracks, characters, and machines to be played on GX. F-Zero GX was widely acclaimed. It was named Best Racing Game of 2003 by IGN, Best GameCube Driving Game of 2003 by GameSpot, nominated for Console Racing Game of the Year at the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences 7th Annual Interactive Achievements Award, and the 92nd best game available on Nintendo platforms according to official Nintendo magazine.